This is the first time, so everybody has to get it. Oh, my name is Dean Contover, and this is the current buzz. This is a new season we have, so we have a lot of shows coming up, so we want you to watch it, Chubbs of Telemedia. And today we have two guests. Peter Lally is president of the Lowell Management Group, and we'll tell you about that after I introduce the next guest, Sophia Willinger, and she's the public relations coordinator of what? What are you public relations coordinator of?
For the Lowell Management Group.
Lowell Management Group. Lowell Management Group operates a Lowell Memorial Auditorium, a capacity of 2,800 roughly.
Yep.
It all depends on the event that you're having and so
Right.
forth like that. So tell us, you were on last spring with us, right?
Yes, yep.
And with John Shemley, right? And he's involved in this, is that correct?
Yeah, he's one of the partners in Lowell Management Group.
Okay.
Yep, so he's...
I have to mention his name.
right.
I know who he is, so I have to mention his name. So what happened last spring, and I think you took over the auditorium in July. Explain that,
yeah.
Explain that to some people who don't know. We'll tell them the location where Lowell Memorial Auditorium is, et cetera. But
Sure.
go ahead.
Yeah, so about every 5 years, the city of Lowell solicits bids to run the auditorium, and that was the case this past spring. And we threw our hat in the ring and had the opportunity to win the bid and start managing the auditorium on July 1. So I was at the auditorium for about 13 years, from 1999 to 2013. So it's nice to be back. I love that building. It's a lot of fun, and there's a lot of great things that go on there. So it's exciting to be back. So this past summer, we've really kind of been spending our time getting ourselves organized and ready to go, and things get real busy in the fall, and we're excited to be there.
It takes time to get this rolling. So
Yeah.
you couldn't really book till after July 1st. Is that my
A little bit earlier than that.
2018. Okay.
Yeah, but not too much earlier.
Okay.
So we did have a chance to get a bit of a running start, but not too much. But we were able to book some shows into the fall, and we're looking at now, ramping that up even further into the first half of 2019. So, but we've got a good fall coming. We've got some great stuff, some traditional annual events like the Boston Pops
I love
that
the
are there
Boston
every
Pops,
December, and for the holidays, and we've been able to add in some other concerts and some theater and some other stuff in there too.
So you're starting to roll.
Yeah, exactly. It takes a little time to ramp things up, but
exactly.
we're well on our way.
And it's a small venue. It's roughly 2,800.
Yep.
And maybe it changes with the floor, et cetera, that type of thing, right?
Exactly, depending on how we set it up. Yep.
You set it up. Yeah, I went there and I saw Sophia, Ariana Grande, and the place was packed.
Oh, yeah.
People were off the walls. And that was, what, 3 years ago?
Probably that, yeah,
3 or
about
4
3
years
years ago,
ago. Maybe, no, it must have been longer. It must have been 7 before she started. I
Yeah.
think she was 21. You know who
Right.
she is, right?
Oh, honestly, I really like Art and
Yeah, do you? Yeah.
It's one
You
of
missed
my,
that show. It was a great show. I
Yeah.
took my daughter and her friends, and they had a great time. The place was packed. I mean, it was packed. I never saw it so packed.
Yeah,
If I was a fire marshal, I would have closed it down. But
well, we always got the fire marshal there, and then we one of the things the city did a few years ago is a brand new fire system, so we're all well
is that
protected.
right?
Yep.
Oh, good. I want to ask you, where is the Sophia? Where is Lowell Memorial Auditorium? Because there are people watching this that might be new in town or new to Greater Lowell, and they don't know where it is, location.
right. So the address is 50 East Merrimack.
Okay.
And
That's for people who use GPS and Waze.
right.
Right?
Yeah, that's what I assume
Raise
everyone's
up.
doing because I can't find my way anywhere else.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's a pretty good location actually. It's pretty easy to find.
Right. It's right. It's basically along the Concord River. And
Yeah, it's right on the Concord and
Yeah.
kind of on one end of City Hall's kind of in the center of downtown, and we're on the other end of Merrimack Street, and it's easy walk to the downtown restaurants and parking garages, so it's a nice night out.
Right. Let's talk about parking. I mean, if I came, don't put East Merrimack Street in my Waze
Right.
app. I
If
mean,
you're coming to the box office to buy tickets, put in 50 East Merrimack Street. If you're coming to park for a show, your best bet is 35 Warren Street, which is the garage that's just across the Concord River from us.
Okay.
So it's a couple of minutes walk to the auditorium
Right, there's a
from there.
bridge that crosses the
Correct.
Concord,
Yep.
And you can walk in, you can see the building when you walk.
Yep, you walk right over the lower locks and
Right.
over to the auditorium, so it's an easy walk. But yeah, that's the best. That's the best place to be.
That's the best place in regards to parking.
Yep.
Is there a charge or there's a fee?
There is, yeah. There's a city garage that has a fee, and depending on I think the day of the week, it's somewhere $5 or $10.
Yeah,
like
it's not. Yeah, it's not.
It's not bad. It's not like Boston parking.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
exactly.
That's true. That's true. So, as a public relations coordinator, what's your duties?
Well, basically what I do is I try to get the word out about all the great shows that we have coming.
Okay.
So I'm running our social media, and I'm, telling all the news outlets about what we have coming and trying to get
good.
as much coverage as possible. Pretty much just get as many people interested in our events as possible.
Right. Is there an email that you send out that people could? What's the website that people can get an email sent to them, and what's going on at the auditorium?
Well, to get onto our, I send out e-blasts
Okay,
that
yeah.
give people information on what we have coming up. And the best way to end up on that list is if you give us a call, we can add you to it. I don't know if you can do it.
You can also add it from the website. Yep.
Yeah.
Go to
Yeah,
lowellauditorium.com.
Yeah.
You can
Okay.
add there. So
Twitter
yeah,
too?
you name it. Well, if
Yeah.
you contact
Yeah, if
us
you
in any way,
contact us,
and that's the
pretty
best way to
Yeah.
get the earliest opportunity for tickets. Everybody always wants to get the best seats, and
Yeah,
that's
that's true.
definitely, everybody asks me, how do I get the best seats? That's the way to do it. Get on that email list.
Let me ask you a question. If somebody buys tickets online,
Mm-hmm.
is there a fee?
There is, yep. We work with a ticketing company that helps us
Okay.
process that. So
All
there is a fee there. But if you buy at the box office,
That's what
you
I
can
was gonna
skip
get
that.
to.
So
That's
yeah,
it.
if you
So it's easy to drive down.
you come see us in person, we'd love to see you.
And, yeah.
Or buy them online, and either way.
Go down early in the morning. What time
That's
do
the
you guys
key.
open the box office?
10 o'clock. The box office is open
And,
Monday
and
through
it
Friday.
closes till
4.
4.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, till 5 now. In the summer, it's till 4. So
Oh,
now
okay,
we're-
yeah, till 5.
Keep forgetting what month.
So if I wanted tickets and I found out, I'd call you and you would tell me what date the tickets go on sale,
Correct. Yep.
right? And then I would be there at 10 o'clock
Yep. You can come down.
and get my seats that I want.
Exactly. Yep. So that's you can always
I
buy
think
at the
that's
box
the
office.
easiest way, regardless of, if you have 4 or 5 tickets, in regards to there's a fee for every ticket. I mean, you're saving money. I mean,
Right.
you may if you're coming from Chelmsford and going downtown, you might spend 50 cents on gas,
Right.
and you can pull right up in the front.
Yep. There's a nice horseshoe
There's
driveway right
there's
there.
a
to
little
pull into.
driveway in the front that you could get out, go in, and go back home and get the tickets.
Yep. John is our box office manager. He'd
Oh,
love to see you come down.
All
There
right,
you go.
tell John I'm coming down to
So
see
we're
him.
gonna send him in
Okay.
force. Right.
Yeah. So, is there a phone number that anybody could get in contact with you guys if they have any questions with shows? Well, it's online, right?
Yeah, you can go to lowellauditorium.com, but you can also call us anytime to buy tickets, to get information. It's 978-937-8688. And we're always happy to field any questions or sell tickets over the phone or give you information on parking. But as you mentioned, that email list has that too. So if you go to lowellauditorium.com or sign up any other way, you can get that information about each show as we
Yeah,
go on
yeah,
sale
yeah.
and so forth. So
Yeah, they have a calendar. It's like anything else online.
Mm-hmm.
There's a calendar with the dates filled in. I mean, you have a lot of weekends taken up.
yeah, I
which
wish
is
we
good.
had more than 52 weekends in a year
Yeah, I
because
know.
we could fill them up. It's a busy place. So
When is the slow time for you guys? Is it the summertime?
yeah, the summer's a little bit slower, and the reason for that typically is because a lot of the acts that are touring up in the Northeast in the summer take the opportunity to play the outdoor venues that they
Right,
can't play the rest of the year.
right.
So we actually had a few shows in August this year, but it does slow down a little bit. It's a little bit slower.
So your venue has AC, right?
Yep.
I mean,
Yep. It's
So
got,
people don't have to worry about that.
right. It's got AC and a roof, so you can be nice and cool and dry, unlike some of those outdoor venues.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So yeah, we do some things in the summer, just
Right.
not quite as busy.
Okay, if somebody wants to rent the facility, let's say the Veterans of Foreign War wants to rent it for their convention, what do they have to do?
Well, with the veterans specifically, the auditorium was originally built in 1922 as a veterans memorial. So we love to take care of those folks any way we can.
Right, good.
And we do have some events with the Lowell veterans on Veterans Day, Memorial Day, and Pearl Harbor Day. They have a really nice ceremony that they do each of those 3 days. But we also, as you mentioned, have a lot of renters too, for whether it's nonprofits or dance recitals for kids or graduations, all kinds of
What
things.
type
that
of
go on.
graduations do you have? I mean,
We have Middlesex Community College has
Oh,
their
is that
graduation
right?
there.
Oh, okay.
There's a couple of local high schools that have their graduation
Small-
there. Smaller
small
ones,
high
yeah.
schools, yeah.
Yep. So we host all kinds of events. There's about 130 event days at the auditorium, and about 95 of those are the non-ticketed things that are, not the concerts, not the Broadway shows. So it's a very busy place with all those types of things. So anyone who wants to rent it for any type of an event can call Mike Marcellinus, who's our event manager, and he can give all the details on how to do that and what the costs are and what the capabilities of the building are, what the capacities are, what the different ways that it can be set up. So we host all kinds of events, and it's kind of what we had been talking just earlier today about the naturalization ceremonies.
Yeah, the naturalization
which is
ceremonies,
a really neat thing.
Yeah.
We've had a dozen times coming up this year. We'll have folks being sworn in as U.S. citizens at the auditorium. So it's all kinds of stuff.
I think what happens is, like I said earlier to you, that, and I'm going to say it on air, that a lot of the students should go to see naturalization.
Yeah.
I think it's a great history lesson in regards to what naturalization is and how proud these people are to be American citizens.
It's really, we had, as I mentioned earlier, we started management on July 1st, and July 4th was our first event, which was a 4th of July naturalization ceremony.
Wow.
That was pretty special. It was really neat to see everybody being sworn.
And they dress up in their Sunday
Oh,
clothes.
it's and the families that are there, and it's a huge event, and we're very proud to have the opportunity to host those.
Now, how many people get naturalized? Do you know roughly?
Each one is somewhere between, I'd say, 700 and 1,200. So it really depends. There's the federal court in Lawrence and in Boston that use our auditorium for their naturalization ceremony. So depending on how many each of those have on any given time, it varies. But usually between, like I say, 700 to 1,200.
So the public can go. Is that right,
Yeah.
Sophia? The public is invited, and it's open to them. There's no charge. They could visually see the ceremony. And I went once, and I was really impressed because, you kind of, you're born in the United States. You don't think of naturalization. Maybe your grandmother or something was naturalized, or grandfather, and you don't know what the procedures are. And when you see that, I mean, I think I was blown away. I mean, I was
Really special, yeah.
It's really quite touching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good word. I like that word. Yeah, it is touching. So if you ever have a chance to go, definitely go to the naturalization. They have it online. They'll tell you the date. It's a big star in the calendar date. It might be midweek.
A lot of them are, yep. A lot of them in the middle of the week.
Middle of the week. And the people who are naturalized take the day off, of course, and they have a big party, and I presume they go out and
Yep, a lot of them head to the
homes,
restaurants
yeah.
and so forth downtown afterwards.
It's a big deal.
It's a big thing to celebrate.
Yep.
Yeah, it definitely is. So that's now the government rents the hall that day.
Correct.
So are there food venues there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Even for naturalization.
Yes.
Who runs the food venue?
We work with a company called Julian Lenzi, which is the one that handles the food and beverage at the auditorium. They do a great job and making sure that everybody is well fed and well hydrated at any of the events. So,
Sophie, do they have sushi there?
They don't have sushi there, no.
Not yet, huh?
Not
Right.
yet.
Not yet. Okay.
put that in the suggestion
Yeah,
box.
yeah, that's a good idea. No, so what kind of meals? Is hamburgers and hot dogs?
We do hot dogs. It depends on the event. You know, some of them have more of an extensive food offering than others. Just depends on how many people are going to be there, what time they're going to be there, if there's
Right.
an intermission, that type of thing. So, you know, there's always something available for light snacks and beverages, but all the way up to some more extensive things for some events as well.
Now, are you hiring any people like ushers? How's that work out? I mean,
Yeah, it takes a lot of people to make that
Yeah,
place go.
that's right.
So
That's right. I hope you charge a lot of money.
We have a lot of folks that help us out on event days, whether it be ushers or security folks or parking attendants, you name it, folks in our box office. So we are always on the lookout for folks that might want to join the team. And like I said, there's a lot of events, and it takes a lot of folks to make it
Let's
happen.
talk about security in regards to what happens when I come in the door. Is there security? They check my bag, or
It depends on the event. It depends on a lot of times what the requirements are of whoever is producing and hosting the event. You know what they'd like us to do, but we're always very prudent and thorough about the way that we handle security at the building. But at the same time, we don't want people to feel that it's overwhelming either or inappropriate, in terms of
Yeah,
the
right.
type of event and that type of thing. So, we've got a great team of very well-experienced security folks that really handle things well, and we want people to feel very welcome.
are
in the
they
building.
former police officers or police?
We work with LPD that they have folks at the building, they're present police
Right.
officers, but then we have our own security staff.
Oh, you do?
That are there to, kind of public safety staff.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
just kind
yeah.
of making sure that people, as much as keeping everybody safe, making sure they know directions and
Right.
go in the right door. And
Yeah, sometimes it's
that type of thing.
confusing. The restrooms were always a problem. Have you resolved that problem?
Well, I'm glad you asked. Because well, Dean, thanks for asking. We actually are working with the city of Lowell and a local architecture firm in town have just finalized the plans for new bathrooms, and that is going out to bid.
Disabled bathrooms?
Yeah, so there's some new, and renovations of the old ones
Yeah,
as well.
right.
So that's all in process. We're hoping that January, February, those are going to be done. So
Do we still have the men's room downstairs?
but then there'll be some on that
good.
concourse level too.
Good.
So
My knee is.
yeah, yeah. So that's one of the things that the way it was designed in 1922 is not the way it would be designed today.
Right.
But one of the things that has been so I give the city so much credit for, in the state too, is how much how much resource, time, and effort they put into that building over the last decade. Just the things that have been done started about 10 years ago with a new roof, a new air conditioning, and new fire alarm systems. But beyond that, there's a new sound system, new seats, new floors, new
kidding.
carpets.
Oh, wow.
So there's this kind of master list that
Wow.
was developed in
Wow.
2005, and the city, in partnership with the State of Massachusetts Cultural Facilities Fund, has really made a huge effort in that building to just keep going down the list. And what's next? Let's do something. So the Auditorium Board of Trustees and the Lowell Planning and Department of Planning and Development have really just been consistent with knocking off project after project, and the next one up is those bathrooms.
Right.
So. It's with a building that big and that old. There's always
I'm
things.
glad
like
I
that.
mentioned that.
Yeah, no.
Sophia, where did you work prior to coming on to Lowell Auditorium?
Yeah, so before I worked here, I worked for the Boston Symphony Orchestra.
Okay.
I was doing some PR there.
Okay. And how long have you been working for this guy?
I
Is he a nice guy? I want to know.
He's a great boss. Yeah. So I've been working for Pete since like mid-June.
Mid-June, okay.
So it's coming up on 3 months, I guess.
Yeah, that's cool. It's starting, so I mean.
Yeah, we've had a lot of
You have
great
a job for
folks start
5 years. I mean, because the contract's 5 years. Am I correct?
Yep. We're
Let me ask you this question: are you ready to watch the Golden Gloves when they come to the auditorium?
I am so ready. Okay, everybody who has been to the Golden Gloves is so hyped up about it. I've never seen it before, so
Yeah.
I'm really excited to join in on the hype and finally see what it's all about.
Yeah. It's interesting.
It is, yeah. And
Except
I think this is
when they knock out somebody, then you kind of get
right.
This makes you glad you're not up there.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Yeah, much better to watch.
And
yeah.
now they're woman boxes too.
Yeah,
So you've
yep.
got, you know.
It's and I think this is the 67th year. I think that it's been at the auditorium, and it's the Lowell Sun Charities has been the franchise holder of the New England
Right,
Golden Gloves
right,
for all that period of time.
Right.
And Terry McCarthy, who I worked with in
Nice
the
guy,
auditorium
I know
beforehand,
Terry,
is now
yeah.
heading it up. So it's great to have the chance
Oh,
to
is
work
he?
with him.
Is
And
that right? Oh.
we're really excited about this upcoming season. And
Yeah.
it's 9 nights in January and February.
Well, I remember years ago they got the National Golden Gloves at the
Correct. In the earlier mid '90s, they had
Yeah.
the national.
Are
there.
you still interested in that?
I would love to see it happen there again. I know that, from what I understand anyway, the Nationals don't like to go to the same place twice. That's at least what I've heard. We'd love to
Yeah.
have them back. So
Well, I mean, it's been so long.
yeah, it's
People
true.
have
It's been
moved out.
25 years. or
Yeah,
so,
I mean,
right. So
you could
maybe
make
we're due to come back again.
Well, I mean, there's other sports venues, small. You know, it could be AAU boxing.
Correct. Yep.
Or New England AAU or whatever.
Yep.
I mean, there's avenues for sporting events.
Yeah, and
Are you think of any down the road? Are you thinking
we
of
do.
any?
You know, that's one of the great things about the Lowell Auditorium is how flexible it is and the way that it can be set
Right.
up. So one night we can do a Broadway show. The next night we flip the building all around and put the ring in the middle and do Golden Gloves boxing. Or we've got the WWE coming back in February. Ring of Honor Wrestling will be here in November. So the capability of that facility is unlike any that's anywhere near here, which is exciting to be able to do so many different types of things. We can have dinner for 550 people at round tables on the floor and set it up another way and have boxing. And
Who does the dinner? Who do you get to do the dinner?
we have a number of catering companies.
Oh,
Julie and Lindsay, who's our in-house folks, they do a great job, and there's some others that are in there as well for various events. And depending on who the event organizer is, they can kind of make those decisions. So it's like I say, it serves a lot of purposes
Right.
in the community.
Some great boxes have come out of Lowell. I mean, do you guys advertise that, or do you?
Yeah, it's got quite a history. You know, when
Yeah.
you look at, you know, the first one that obviously comes to mind is Mickey Ward, but there's a long history of a lot of others that have
Right.
fought in that building over the years
Yeah.
and started their careers there.
I think Rocky Marciano.
Yes, that's true. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's there's a lot of great history.
The Hall of Fame or something.
Yeah,
Of a Lowell Auditorium.
exactly.
Exactly. So you said there was a veterans event coming up on November 11th. What's that?
Correct. Yep.
That's the 100th year of World War I, or the ending of World War I. So
Yeah, the Veterans Day falls this year on Sunday, November 11th, and every Veterans Day, Pearl Harbor Day, and Memorial Day, the Lowell veterans have a ceremony at the auditorium. So
Right.
they'll be doing that again this year.
well, this is probably bigger and more involved, I guess. I presume.
Yeah, I
seen it.
don't know all the details of what they've got planned for November, but I would imagine, that they'll be
Yeah.
doing. They've been doing. They have been doing quite a few.
Is there any other thing that I missed in regards to the auditorium that you're someone that's coming that I don't know they're coming, or we don't know they're coming?
Well, are you prepared to do the rundown? I'm put you on the spot.
You've got
Next up.
got less than 2
Right.
minutes.
Right.
You've got less than
All
2
right.
minutes.
Well,
We have a lot of really great acts that are coming.
Okay.
Actually, so
Pontificate.
okay, so the next one that we have coming up is Teresa Caputo live, The Experience.
Okay.
So she's the Long Island medium, if you've ever heard
Yeah,
of her.
Yep.
she had a TV show.
Yeah.
I know who she is.
Yeah, she has.
I kind of, you know.
Yeah, she has a really big following though, and
No, I know she does.
people are very excited. So that's going to be a really fun show. I'm interested to see how that
Yeah.
one comes out. You want to do the next one?
sure. October 11th is Dami Divine's Juice World show, which is a rap and R&B show that'll be there. We've also, I know you were short on time, so Friends the Musical is October 26th. Josh Turner Country Act November 1st. November 4th is Jeremy Camp, who's a Christian artist. November 8th is Ring of Honor Wrestling. November 9th is
We forgot to talk to WWE.
WWE is coming
I
back in
forgot.
February.
They're coming
That's
back in
right.
February.
Yeah.
For you guys that are into with girls that are into WWE, it's coming back.
Yep.
So
Yep.
that's
we got
popular.
That one coming.
That's
yeah.
very
And
popular.
those ones are really, it's a really great area to watch that.
Yeah.
There's not a bad seat.
Yeah, no, definitely not. Just watch the people. It's,
Right. Exactly.